want to be sure where it's going. It looks like it's working, but I want to see whether it's the right one that is working.
Okay.
Okay.
So just hold your horses. All right, so welcome everyone to Sober Sunday. We are glad to be here on a very cold evening. As you can see, everyone here is truly looking cold. This is what's going on in Nairobi currently.
Yes.
Our winter is here. And I just want to welcome each one of you. I want to invite you to this exciting conversation today about the boy child, saving the boy child. We're going to get it a little bit deeper than what we have done before. And so I'm looking forward. And I know that some of you are still getting used to this time. We used to do this at 9:15, but now we do it at 8:15. But we are glad that many of you have are already joining. I can see many of you already joining in. And I want to ask you to let your friends know that we are on and also invite your friends, maybe start a watch party. And let's have this very interesting conversation because a boy child is our brother, our son, is a boy next door. They're the ones who are going to be a blessing to us as a society or not. And so I'm really excited about this. This is my passion. It's been my passion for a long time. And I know I'm talking to with the converted. And so this is going to be very interesting as we talk about saving the boy child. Well, I want to introduce my panel. I want to start with Faith Nashipai. She runs an organization. She's going to be talking more about it, but she is a man and boy ambassador. She speaks a lot for the men and the boy, and we are excited to have her here today. So Faith, yeah, go ahead and say a little bit more about yourself as we roll.
Asante sana, Simon. I'm excited to be here tonight and talking about a topic that for me is a passion. It's become part of my life, actually. Wow, the boy child. And who is Faith? Faith, as you have said, I enjoy and I love and I'm passionate, very passionate about the boy child, the men, and that is why I talk about. I speak for, and I speak to men and boys, and that is part of a lot of what I do. Currently, I'm doing something on the mental health of men at the workplace. I'm also rolling out an activity that is a campaign on the Now Man, the Next Man, because we're looking at some solutions around the boy child. I'm also running something called Nitasimama Imara, just to empower the man and the boy child. So yes, I am right in this and I am excited. I also work with the State Department of Gender, and what I bring on board is purely male engagement. The boys and the men engagement in gender equality. And seeing the boy become the best version of himself, for me is about seeing this same male gender being able to take advantage of the opportunities that God has presented to him, and also use his skills and his innate abilities that God has put in him. I also desire to see the man influence his society and the boy influence his society. And that is why I speak for and I speak to the man. So I'm glad to be here.
And you have your own boys that you're raising as well, right?
Oh yes, I have my 3 wonderful sons. I love them so much. People have closed school, so we thank God.
Excellent. Good to have you here, and we can feel the passion. Thank you, Ross Bai. Good to hear from you. You're saying you're waiting because the boy child needs saving. And you're saying, Nikubaya, things are hard. Things are not good. That's why we need that saving. He needs no introduction. is a celebrated artist in our country and beyond. That is Dr. Mbuvi. And
Yes, sir.
we're glad to have you, as always. You're a regular here. So maybe say a few things about yourself and talk about your latest music or release.
Good evening, viewers. My name is Dr. Mbuvi. I remember a lot of discussions that used to come on TV. Everyone, good evening, viewers. Good evening, viewers. Hi, my name is Dr. Mbuvi. I'm a gospel artist, musician, minister, and of course, advocate for boy child. Getting a lot of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and passing it on. Getting it, passing it on. Be a conveyance for the information, for the knowledge that we have, and for a better society, really. Latest music.
Yes.
Latest song is called Ni Maombi.
Nimaombi.
Ni Maombi. So we are saying, actually, it just says, si uchawi ni maombi, si urithi ni maombi, sio kwa nguvu zangu ni maombi. So it's all about prayer.
Toka mstari kamoja.
Sorry?
Toka mstari kamoja.
Oh my goodness. Si uchawi ni maombi, si urithi ni maombi, sio kwa nguvu zangu ni maombi, si uchawi ni maombi. That's it. That's a chorus.
Wow. And those of you not from East Africa, that means it's about prayer. That's what overcomes. It's not just our effort or witchcraft or any of that stuff. And I don't know whether you have a song for the boy child. You need to make sure that
very important. I like the idea.
It is actually already here. It needs. I just need to get to the studio and do it. Nitakuongelesha kando tufanye maneno.
Call us for BTV.
We should do that. We should do that.
Singers.
I like that.
I've seen some of the songs politicians have done. Even me, I want to do one with you, man.
Very important. I also want to be there.
Excellent.
There's a politician one. There's a politician one I had some time back. I don't know who did it for you and how was it going? Simon baby, don't go down,
don't bring it to the people. That is between us.
I'm quiet. Don't ask to reveal any info. Need the tune to the
Well,
no, I'm not going any further.
Well, we'll leave it there. But we're glad to be here. We're going to go straight to the conversation. Ruth John, we see you're tuned from Embu. Santi, you're getting enlightened on how to take care of your sons. Well, let's get into it. And the first question is Faith. Does the boy need saving?
A lot of saving. We have the boy who's really challenged. And when I look at the boy today, I look at a boy who is, I look at a river where a river is flowing and the boy finds himself right at the middle of the river and the current is growing and everyone is watching on the boy, saying the way he's at risk. Everyone is just looking on and saying we need to save, but no one is taking action. That is where the boy is. Whether it is in the family space, whether it is in the school, whether it is in the society, the community, whether it is in the church, the boy needs saving.
Well, I think there's been a lot of conversation from many quarters that the boy is in trouble, whether it's mothers complaining or teachers complaining. I've been to places where the teachers are saying, we don't know what to do with the boy here. Whether it's lecturers, I've talked to lecturers in university who say, you need to come and talk to the young man here. We need to see how to help him catch up in some areas. In different places, Dr. Mbuvi, with what you do, you come into contact with a lot of young people and a lot of people in the society. Do you as well, do you see that the boy needs saving? And what are some of the indicators of the boy in trouble?
Actually, we probably need to go deeper. The boy needs calling out. He needs calling out because does he know what being a boy is? Before it was almost automatic because you would see it in your father, and you see it in the menfolk in the society. And at times that we knew into it without necessarily saying it. But society has changed. Everyone is too busy doing so many other things. And if you look at the progression of the world, there's I don't know that this is the right word, but it's like there's over-feminization of almost everything. So the boy is lost in a space and they don't know what to do. They don't even know. They know the term boy, I am a boy, but they don't know what being a boy is. So yes, saving, but even so, first of all, calling out the boy.
All right. I'm reading a book, a very good book written by one of, I think in my book, one of the greatest advocates for the boy and the man. It's called Michael Gurian. We would call it Gurian in East Africa, but Gurian, Michael Gurian. It's a very detailed book out of his many researches. It's called Saving Our Sons. And listen just to some of the things he says about the young man in America, because this is across the board. I've read books from Europe saying the boy is in trouble. Just finished reading a book from Australia that is saying the boy there is in trouble. I've read several others in Africa who are saying the same. So this seems to be across the board, but he writes especially about America and giving a lot of research and details that we don't have time to go into. This is a summary of what he says in page 6 and 7 and 8 of this book, Saving Our Sons by Michael Gurian. And this is what he says. He says, American boys and men, they kill themselves 4 times more than the girls. 4 times more than the girls. Crazy. The suicide rate for the boy as opposed to the girl is 4 times. He continues to say boys are twice as likely as girls to be victims of violence in America. Twice as likely to be victims of violence. He continues to say boys receive 2/3 of the D's and F's in the schools. 2/3 of D's and F's and less than 40% of the A's. This is in America. They're saying education-wise, the boy is doing badly in the US. He continues to say boys are twice as likely as girls to be labeled emotionally disturbed. Emotionally disturbed, twice as likely. And he continues to say that the majority of the boys, majority of the kids that have been diagnosed with ADD and ADHD, generally, I think to speak from as laymen, hyperactivity, that the majority have been boys and most of them have been misdiagnosed. He says that boys are 4 times as likely as girls to be suspended or expelled from school. Expelled from school 4 times as likely as girls to be expelled from school. I was talking to a teacher the other day and I asked about this. How many, percentage-wise, boys and girls, how many get into trouble in school? And of course said like 3 times boys will be in trouble in school than girls. Let me see another one. It says here the latest educational research known as PISS study, that is Program for International Student Assessment from the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, shows boys behind girls in most developmental, behavioral, academic, and social markers in all industrialized countries. I believe that you've heard that. Developmental, behavioral, academic, and social markers. Boys are behind in all industrialized countries, and mainly because a lot of the study happens in those areas. WHO wrote a little while ago and said, in most of the world, girls and women are doing better than boys and men in both physical and mental health indicators. That is WHO. They conclude, they say, in most parts of the world, health outcomes among boys and men continue to be substantially worse than among girls and women. Yet this gender-based disparity in health has received little national, regional, or global acknowledgement or attention from health policy makers or healthcare providers. This is WHO saying that the boy is significantly in trouble across the globe, yet that doesn't get as much attention. So those are just a few stats out of what you could find in this book and many other books about the state of the boy. So I think we're not just making generalization, we're backed by a lot of data that the boy is in trouble. We're talking about relationships, we're talking about drugs, we're talking about crime. You know, a lot of the crimes being done, you will find the majority would be boys as compared to girls. And I think we get so used to the boys being in trouble and doing crime and being alcoholics and smoking, you know, all of these dangerous things that we don't even notice that we don't notice a disparity. Faith, what did you say about all of that?
Wow, I like the data from America. It's actually a reflection of what we have in Kenya. I'm just looking through some of my memorial data, and one is that the Ministry of Education, when you look at the dropout rates from 2020 and 2021, we have a high rate of young boys dropping out of school.
Yeah.
Then we also have the NACADA data reporting on matters to do with drugs and substance use, where that was in 2019, 2020. We also had a report that showcased that the boy child is more susceptible to using drugs when he is young, as early as the age of 8 years. You look at the prison, our prisons today, and we are having a lot of young men in prison. So clearly this is something, and when you look at the prison population, we have 80% of our prison population are men. And about 45% of that is, or 75% of that are people below the age of 45.
Yeah. Wow.
Whereas we are talking about the young man, the boy child today, which for me, the boy child is any male below the age of 18. It only shows you that we are having a channel of a problem somewhere. That is why we are having more people in prison. When we go to the streets today, our street family is huge, but the problem is actually the boy child. I will briefly talk about the mental health, because just the other day, a boy comes from school in Nyeri. This is one of my colleagues who is working in Nyeri, and he told me, Faith, a young boy just came from school and he died by suicide. So he's just arrived from school, and then you find this happening. Again, with the World Health Organization data, you realize that we are having 10 years to around 35 years of more people dying by suicide. Most of them are men. When I look at the data that I was able to retrieve from the Kenya police in 2019, beginning of 2019, it showed that 76% of the people who die by suicide are men.
Yeah.
The only challenge is that I was not able to get the data by age, but at least I'm sure it will have revealed more of the young people and the boy. So basically what we are saying is that what we are seeing in the world is already here with us in Kenya. We have a lot of young boys in schools who are going through a lot of mental health challenges, a lot of emotional problems. Some of them do not even understand that they are not being able to perform in class is as a result of something that happened to them and affects them emotionally.
Yeah.
And many times when our society is looking at the boy child, at a case, let's say now we are coming from COVID, a lot of people have lost parents, and part of them are boys.
Mhm.
But many times we do not look at the boy as someone who needs emotional support and who needs to be taken through the process of healing, like the girl is taken care of. They only feel with the girl because the girl cries more. But who says that the boy is not hurting and is not wounded and is not feeling the loss when such things happen? We are also faced by a major problem of single parenthood right now in the country. And that's a challenge to the boy child because he lacks someone to look up to in the society. So the issues of the boy child and the challenges of the boy child are many, and where he's coming from and whatever is the source of all these challenges are so many, and the society needs to look at them in a different way.
Wow. And I think it's just that we don't do data very well, generally in developing countries, I guess because of competing priorities. But I think if we had good data across this continent, we would be shocked. But let me read one more.
Actually, Simon, my current advocacy with government is that we need data that segregates the men and the boys, not the male and the female, not just give us researches that are only speaking to the man, the woman and the girl. We need something that is bringing, we need researches that are bringing the boy in the data and the man and the boy to the limelight so that we can be able to make the right decisions as a country.
That's right, and I like that. I'm with you all the way in that. And as we come to you, Dr. Mbuvi, as we begin to see why are we in this state with the boy? Listen about what the same guy quotes some stats from the US about learning and physical disabilities, and some of these things are really genetic. But it seems even from those backgrounds, the boy struggles a lot more. And it says for every 100 girls diagnosed with special education disability, 217 boys are diagnosed with the same. For every 100 girls diagnosed with a learning disability, 276 boys are diagnosed. For every 100 girls diagnosed with emotional disturbance, 324 boys are diagnosed. For every 100 girls diagnosed with speech impairment, 147 boys are diagnosed. For every 100 girls with multiple disabilities, 189 boys have multiple disabilities. So it's interesting, and I think we're not trying to oppress ourselves with the stats, but I think we're saying these stats should worry every parent, should worry everybody who cares, because these are our boys and we need to do something. Just like every time we get stats for the girls, we all need to rally together and do something about it because they are our children. Dr. Mbuvi.
I will start by a very interesting phrase that Mercy Masika's dad, the bishop, said one day. He said that we've worked so hard on girl-child empowerment and probably not worked on our boys, not realizing that this girl child is still going to get married to this boy. So you've only unhinged the balance of society because the boy ako nje. So it's like ume-educate, ume-elevate huyu, but huyu mwingine ako chini ayuko. And then there's a time we went to a school, to a mixed school, a primary school actually, and they were doing presentations. Yeah. And you could see boys are at the back, the girls are the most doing everything. There was one per presentation that came and there were quite a number, I think about 20 girls, and there was only one boy. And you can almost say this boy has been a feminist, because even all his interactions, he's walking, running, whatever, like a girl. Because now that's like the influence. It's like this is the best. Now we keep talking about boy child. I mean, boy, when you strong, but you've not taught them what is this being strong. You can't afford to have emotions. Boys do have emotions, but how do they channel those emotions? What is a boy's way of channeling those emotions? So a girl is given tender love and that's okay. But there's also a place for boys to be given the same in their own way, without necessarily just assuming and saying a boy is strong. Where is strong? Where bananiaje? They don't know how. Where does it come from? What do I do to become this boy or this boy to a man that, you know? So I think that's where the upheaval is. Like you're saying, I concur with your point. More support and maybe more attention directed to the boys, and maybe more role models really who are men, who can bring out and call out, actually define what a boy is and call out the man from the boy.
Yeah, maybe Dr. Mbuvi, before we come back to Faith, aren't we all guilty? And maybe it's just been so conditioned on us that we don't even realize. I mean, I have realized sometimes that my daughter has a prick or something, and I'll pay all the attention towards her. My son says, I'm hurting here, and I'm thinking, go and sort it, you know? And he might be in trouble, but I'm thinking, you know, what you said, the assumption, you're strong, you can deal with that. You know, why are you complaining? Why are you thinking of wanting to kill yourself? You're strong. I even remember a parent who, a son said out loud, you know, began to talk about suicide, and he just gave him a rope and said, go ahead. But if your daughter begins to complain about something like that, you're going to take serious attention to it. You're going to and it almost comes naturally. You want to protect the girl. About you as well. If I was somewhere with someone else in one of your shows and we all get hurt, you'll probably be running towards helping the lady, and that's natural and it's okay. But after you finish that, you should come to me as well.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. I don't know where we assume where all these strengths come. Manning up doesn't necessarily mean that it could also mean you're taking care the same way, but there's a manly way. There's just a manly way. There's a lady way. We've concentrated so much, and I don't know how to define the feminization of the world. So everything is becoming. I don't want to use that word. That's a tricky word. Everything is becoming overly directed towards the way a lady. It's like language is hard. You can actually have a thought and not to express it.
Maybe it's just the fact that it's a fact that it was politically correct to oppress the woman many years ago. So we got to a point where we needed to switch that. And I think sometimes when we go too far, you know, these days, I think it's politically correct to bash a man, but you cannot do that politically to a woman. You're going to be in trouble. So it's almost like we have swung to the other side. And it's about political correctness, how we speak and what we sell and how we say it. And to some degree, it's a healthy thing that we are sensitive about the lady, but it's possible to go overboard and in the process then begin to ignore the man and the boy and what they are struggling with. Do that make sense, Faith?
I'm liking the politically correct, which is all wrong. I don't want to trash politics, especially right now where Kenya is running for, like we are within a political season. I don't want to become very politically wrong by saying, by trashing politics. But say that a man or a boy are humans, just like any other human being who's a woman and a girl. And when we are talking about challenges and the issues of women and girls, we also need to balance the equation and bring the man and the boy on board. Why do I say this? I say this because every human being has his innate needs. He has the challenges that he faces or she faces based on their way of, like how God has created them. I cannot run away from being a woman. You cannot run away from being a man. You have your needs as a man that are very clear and very diverse and very different from the woman. And therefore, we need to understand the man and the boy so that we can be able to address their needs and what they require to grow and become the best version and become the best influence in our society, just like we have understood the woman and the girl, and we are doing the best to encourage and build and take care of them so that they can become the best person in the society. Our society cannot run from one side, just like you cannot clap with one hand. we still, we cannot run with a society that is supported from one end. And I like what the world is doing. At least our noise has gotten to some spaces with so many other organizations internationally. And recently I saw something from UNFPA, and they actually had a symposium on men and boys engagement. A few questions, I was left with a few questions because I attended the symposium. It was a whole day, very tiresome symposium. And it left me with a lot of questions. It left me with questions like, so where will the money come from to support the boy? What are the exact activities that are being pulled together to support the boy and the man? Such are the questions that I was left with. Again, about the beginning of this month, Kenya had a conference, a gender-based violence conference, and it brought together actors in the health sector and in the development sector. And we were able to push the agenda of the boy in that conference. Why am I saying this? Because unless we bring the men and the boys on board, we cannot be able to transform our society.
That's right.
Again, we have our mental health action plan in Kenya that singles out the boy and specifically positions him as a special needs case. Actually, it puts him as a special group or special cohort, right? So that we can be able to address the issues of the boy from that space and as a special person. Because yes, we have a challenge with the boy. And these are some of the documents that are confirming in Kenya that we have a problem. Then we also have the National Gender and Equality Commission report of 2015 that has very clear, that has clearly outlined that the boy child has been neglected.
Yeah.
And then it also proposes some recommendations on how to support and how to bring the boy on board. That is where we are in Kenya. Some of the things that we are talking about, like children not being in school, boys dropping out of school, I keep saying that the same way we are going to push the girl to go back to school, let us also push the boy to go back to school.
Yeah.
Let us not leave him to do sand business or sand mining and such things.
Taking care of cows and all of that.
Exactly.
And I like it. We are going to the solutions, but before we get there, I like what you're saying. That there are some efforts. The United Nations, I think I've quoted from WHO, that they are beginning to realize this boy is in trouble. We are not paying enough attention. I love where we are going. But I think Mbuvi started us on how we got here. And I think that has been the conversation in most of the talks. So we want to jump quickly to go to the solutions, but we say the assumption that the boy is okay, he doesn't need help, he doesn't need attention because he keeps quiet and doesn't express himself like a girl would. Then we assume he's okay and he's not hurting. Father issues, we have said a lot of kids, boys don't have mentors or father figure to walk with them. Culture, I think we have referred to that. The natural inclination that if my girl is in trouble, she will find more support from me than my son, just naturally, because I think, and I think what you're saying, Faith, as well, as we go into the solutions, is that even this issue of helping the girl child and the woman is not going to happen if we leave the man and the boy out. Because in most of the cases, they are the ones who need to change so that the domestic violence, reduces, or the fathers begin to take care of their daughters and the ladies around them. I remember in Makueni at some point, we were calling the fathers in the community and saying, your girls and your women are being hurt in this community. Can you come together and go to the men who do it and catch them, sit them down and talk to them so that you can change the situation? We told them you're the gatekeepers here. And so make sure you reduce all of this oppression of the girl and the woman in this community. You should do it as a man. So we're saying if we don't employ that you know, resource of the man and the boy, that even the girl will still be in trouble. So we're just saying we can never really ignore this matter of the boy and the man. Yes.
Yeah. I look at the man as someone who was put on earth by God to lead in a big way. Because look at the Bible, the man is set as a leader. And yes, we keep arguing that even the woman was set as a leader. And yes, she also has her giftings and her place. Our society and our cultures are highly patriarchal, and especially in Africa. So we cannot run away from our systems and our culture. What we need to do is look at our culture and see how do we transform this culture so that it favors everyone in the society. Unfortunately, when we started dealing with the issues of the woman, we just focused on her alone. We forgot that the people who have the books of culture and the people who are the gatekeepers of these communities and the people who are supposed to protect these women are the men and the boys. The man, yes, and the boy is the patriarchal leader in waiting. So at the end of the day, unless we tackle the patriarchal leaders, unless we bring them on the table, unless we challenge them on certain issues that need to change in our society, because they are the ones who are holding our cultures, they are the ones who are leading us, they are the ones who are showing us the way in our culture, we are still not going to go far. So that is why for me, I strongly say, when we are talking about gender development, I don't talk about, yes, I am a woman, I understand. I still say that, yes, and especially coming from a Maasai community, I totally understand the place of the woman. Even today, she still needs a lot of support. But I always say, let's bring the man on board. Let's bring the boy on board. Because as we develop this one, we are also going to develop the other. Then we are going to have the balance that the world is looking for.
Amen. I think we're saying we've got to work together. We've got to change culture together. And it takes a man and the woman. It takes a boy and the girl. Thank you for all of you who are with us. I like just the conversations going on. We're happy to hear your comments and your thoughts as we get back to Mbuvi and begin to talk about the way forward. How do we save the boy? Mbuvi, even from your perspective as a media and media personality and an artist, we would love to hear what do we do to make sure that this matter doesn't deteriorate like it was for the girl a while ago, and it's still recovering, but we don't want to be doing seesaw here. One comes up, the other goes down. The other one, the one who is down goes up, and the other one comes down. But before you do that, let me just mention a few of the people who are with us. Again, just let your friends know we are here so that they could join us as we talk about now saving the boy. Ken Juguna, we see you. Thank you very much. And you say you were at the SCK Church today as we talked about the power of a father. Excellent. Colleen, I can see you calling your friends there to come in. Felix, you're saying you're tuned in from Rwanda. Yeah, and that closely, you're following closely with our MBA, Men and Boys Advocate, Ambassador, Faith. Watching, Miriam is saying watching and wants you to sing the song at some point again. Felix says the current boy is facing a lot of battles from each corner at this time and age. He needs a rescue strategy from the society as he's crumbling, not able to tackle all his challenges. The boy has lost shock absorbers, hence not able to withstand pressure. Good observation there. Hillary Limo is saying those stats are interesting, given that girls tend to be more than boys. Jennifer says, I really like this conversation about focusing on both the girl and the boy, including the men, the gatekeepers of culture. I've always had problems about focusing only on the girl. That's incomplete equation. Well, thank you all of you for joining us. And just to remind you again, at Transform Nations, we run some programs which help just continue to rectify and correct some of the situations in the family and in the culture. In fact, tomorrow, on Tuesday, the day after tomorrow, we are launching Intentional Dads, a program for fathers, 8-week program for fathers. And the details are on the flyer that you would find on our page. Intentional Dad. So you're welcome to sign in. It's going to be online. And so from wherever you are, you can tell those in other nations so that they join in, so that we grow ourselves to be the fathers that our children need and our society needs. We also have Man Enough going on. We have EZA starting in 2 weeks. That's a woman's program. And we have Intentional Mothers going on, and another one will be starting in a few weeks. So keep checking us. We have a program for the boy this coming weekend. For those of you in Nairobi, we have an outing, a day out for the boy, and we're going to be doing a few things together with them. Again, the details are on the flyer on our page. Sign up your boys, your sons, and let's do this as we continue to save the boy. Now, way forward, Dr. Mbuvi, what do we continue to do to make sure this doesn't remain?
I think for the boys, for starters, we need voices of reason that speak to the current men of the current generation on how to be a current leader of your home or your family, for that matter. Mm-hmm. The voices that we have that are loud, many of them that we have that are loud, are applying principles of leadership of homes, of way back, of what their fathers used to do. In as much as they have the points which were for them, those points may not necessarily apply for now, because we're in a new dispensation, different generation, things are different. Somebody tells you need to have just a homemaker in that house. But this lady has studied, she has gifts and talents and that have opened up, so she needs to participate. Leadership won't be now, ako kwa nyumba uende unaenda kutafuta pesa na kila kitu. Si career yako peke yake pia iko. So how does the current man become a leader in the home, given the current age that we are in, the current state of evolution that the world has gone into? So we need intentional. I like the word you said, intentional. We need intentional men who understand the current state of life and what leadership entails in as far as the family is concerned. Because everyone is talking about how things used to be then, and things were fine at home and everything, but they're not considering life has changed. Women are empowered in a different way. Now we need to, they're trying to empower men. They're trying to, the intention is good of empowering men, but the information is for yesteryears. So we need to understand where is society right now, and what kind of, how do we call out the man to be the leader that he's supposed to be right now in this generation? How do we, actually, even before calling out, how do we give him a voice? What is his place in society at the current place? Because now they are confused. The space that they had, the women have. And I'm not saying the women have infringed. It's a new dispensation. So what space do we occupy now? What do we? So I think that's one of the principles we need to do. How do they occupy that space? So we need mentors and role models who are speaking into the current man now, who understand what the situation is and what the leaders of today as men are supposed to be.
Excellent. We need the voices. We need the conversations like these ones. We need mentorship. I love that word, mentorship. And today I was challenging the men at SCK, St. Joseph of Arimathea, and I was asking us all to work towards helping the man, the boy, and saving the problem. It's easy for us to complain and deal with the pain that the failure of the boy or the man has caused. But if we are not all working together towards resolving it, then pain we will have in days to come. It's really a call to all of us to do something. I like mentorship, and one of the things, practical things I'm doing is regularly just having some boys that I'm working with. In Makueni, I'm planning to be hosting some young men in a place that I have there every month, and just talk with them, doing a mentorship program in the little ways that we can. All of us trying, especially the men, to step in and mentor the boy, hold his hand, answer his questions, and walk with him. Solutions, Faith.
Lovely. Thank you, Simon. And I'm liking the conversation around mentorship of the boy. That is a place where I do a lot of my work. I'm looking at the boy in the family space, and I'm wondering, what can we do at the family space? I am a mother of 3 boys, and one of the areas that the family, both the woman and the man, that is the father and the mother, need to do is to shape the boy, his emotional well-being. What do I mean? The boy needs to be taught how to be in touch with his emotions.
That's right.
And how to express himself. He needs to create vocabularies around what he feels, how he feels. Such are the things that will help the boy in the family space. The other thing is get in touch with him, listen to him. The same way people listen to the girl is the same way they need to listen to the boy, because he is a child. Remember, we're talking about a boy child. So this is a child just like any other child in that house. And he needs listenership. He also needs understanding. He needs to be asked questions, and he needs concern and care, just like any other child. The other thing that this boy needs is, if you're buying a gift for the girl, please buy a gift for the boy. Don't just assume that the boy does not need a gift. And I keep challenging people and telling them, if every other 3 months you're changing panties for your girl, can you also change innerwears for the boy? If you're teaching the girl how to cook, can you also teach your boy how to cook? We're in an environment where I have read a post the other day, actually this morning on Facebook, and they were asking these men who know how to cook, how to provide. You realize that they asked where the man of cooking and communication is. And communication is taught in the family space. We teach our boys how to express and how to talk about issues and tackle issues from this family space. Same way with cooking and cleaning. Then we are also, because you want your girl to interact with a young man who is well groomed. This grooming will come from the family. It will not come from society. At the community level, we need the community to understand that that bad boy is coming from a family. Number one. Number two, we also need to understand that that bad boy did not just wake up and become bad. In psychology, we say that all humans are naturally good. So why is the bad overcoming the good? We need to go back and find out what could be affecting this boy for him to be acting or reacting this way. At church level, we need the church
before you go to church. Before you go to church, those are very good points. I like what you said about emotional well-being, because one of the challenges I make to the ladies is that generally ladies are more in touch with their emotions, and they have expressions and words to the feelings. And I think hence, the saying of psychologists that mothers do a very good job in helping the children deal with containment, with emotions and managing all of that. And so I challenge them ladies and say, please help your son as you bring them up, know how to name his feelings, know how to be in touch with his feelings and how to handle them. Yes, we do that in some of our men's programs, or some of the boys' programs. We give them the vocabulary, but mothers at home, together with their fathers, but especially mothers, because a lot of fathers, we are still getting back to that understanding of our emotions. It's not the way we were raised. We were taught big boys don't cry. So you're a mile ahead of us in terms of emotional understanding and management. So mothers who are listening today, please do a good job in helping your son know how to manage his emotions so that he will be able to get around, and we will reduce mental illness and ill health.
Come on, let me add something to that. It's not just about helping him express his emotions. It's also creating a safe space for him to express his emotions.
That's true.
Naturally, the boy does not want to be seen crying. He doesn't want to be seen expressing himself. So can the mothers learn how to just go into the bedroom, wanajifungia, wanasikiza boy akilia. let them do it in privacy, because he also doesn't want, because the father on the other side is telling him, be a man, and men are not, don't show their tears. He's never seen his father cry.
And
So teach him how to go in privacy.
And he has this big ego. He doesn't want to be seen by other boys that he is.
Exactly. So lock him in the bedroom and listen to him and let him cry.
All right. So you can go ahead and just to tell, I think someone was asking about the program on for the boy child. Next weekend, we have a boys paintball event that's going to be happening here in Nairobi. We're calling it Braving the Season. And the focus is discipline and the reward. The discipline and the reward, braving the season. It's going to be all day, 8:30, all the way to 5:30. So those of you from Nairobi, this is going to be at Waterfront, Karen, but the details are on the flyer that is on our on our page, Facebook page, Transform Nations. So we're talking about solutions, how to save a boy child, and Faith was on a roll before I interrupted. You can go ahead and finish before Dr. Mbuvi comes in.
Yeah, I was talking about the church, and many times the church does not cover the boy between the ages of 15, 14, and 18 or 20. Mm-hmm. So we lose out a lot of the teenage boy in that space. Mm-hmm. And I wish we would be more focused and more detailed when it comes to dealing with the issues of the boy. Again, we spiritualize everything in the religious circles. Yet boys are dealing with real issues of masturbation. They're dealing with real issues of drugs and substance introduced by friends. They're dealing with the wrong companies. They're dealing with broken families. And they're dealing with homosexuality, and even some of them are dealing with the sexual defilement. Mm-hmm. So when we are dealing with a boy, let's be focused, let's target our attention to the boy and be very intentional, as you say, when we are dealing with matters to do with the boy, because his needs are totally different from the girl. When you talk to the girl, you'll be talking about her menses and everything. But what are you going to be talking about the boy? Can people be able to talk about his wet dreams and support him with that? Mm-hmm. So there are so many ways of dealing with the boy, even from a church front. Then at school, we have a lot of our schools that are burning, and most of the schools that burned last year were boys' schools. Yeah. But hardly do we focus on them as a solution. We just look at these boys. These boys are the ones who are just burning schools. We need a solution for it. We need to be proactive as a society and as schools in addressing the issues of the boy. Find out what is wrong with the boys. Help them to understand how to communicate. Develop communication strategies where the boys in the school system, where the boys can, or the students can be able to express themselves in the right way. We are all talking about peaceful picketing in our new constitution, in our current constitution. We are talking about democracy. Can we see democracy in the schools? And can the teachers facilitate that democracy in the school so that the boys can learn how to express themselves in the right way? The other thing is our schools are not using opportunities that exist. I am in the counseling psychology space. I'm a mental health practitioner in the country. And therefore, I keep saying, let's not just rely on school curriculum. Can we have people coming in to train our boys? And Simon, I have started something I am calling the Now Man, the Next Man, where we are enrolling men who are volunteers to go into school so that we can talk to the boy child. Because much as I am a woman, I am an MBA, I'm very passionate, there are certain issues that I cannot reach to the heart of a man unless you do, as a man, as a now man. And so we are doing that, and I'm happy to be rolling that one out, because I truly believe that we need more mentorship of the boy child, and this cannot happen by only women. We need more men to come on board and speak to the next man. Back to
I
you.
like it. I like it, yes. And just to challenge the men who get to watch this, and those of you who are here, and those of you who know the men who can get involved, I think we need a lot more mentors. It's interesting, Faith, many times when we ask for ladies who would like to mentor girls, we'll get many. When we ask for men to mentor boys, we get very few. Many times we are understaffed.
I think what men need to understand is that we support them to understand what we want them to present to the boys. So they are not just going, they're not just blank, number one. So we do a training. Number two, we also do not look at the perfect. We're not looking for perfection because no one is perfect. Yeah. And so for any man who'd want to on board, please don't look at your failures. Your failures could be that boy's strength or point of growth. Yeah. So please come on board and let's work. Simon, I'm also doing something at the regional level because I'm partnering with an organization in Nigeria, and we're looking at having over 1 million boys, 100 million boys in the next by 2030, reaching out to that level of boys by 2030 in several communities in the country. So yes, we are having solutions. We have strategies of how to go about it. And actually, the other thing I need to talk about is men, the now man who's listening to us, some of them have budgets. And they can control budgets. They can also contribute to the cost of what we are doing. Let men come out. If you cannot be able to speak to a boy, at least support someone else to go and speak to the boy. That is the other call I would make.
Excellent.
Thank you.
We all need to work together from the home to the school, to the workspace, to the society. We all need to work together to make this. Thank you, Joy. We see you and others who are contributing to the conversation. We have time, we'll read everything, but let me read just briefly what Joy is saying. Chumba, responsibility is a big issue with this current breed of boys and men, and I blame it on the older men. Failure to mentor these boys, to guide them, and they meet a woman who is responsible, and they sit home and she goes to hustle. This needs to stop. Most homes, it's the women paying fees and rent while men gamble their money and drink it all. Very sad. Well, you can see the expression. We're saying something needs to be done. Dr. Mbuvi, we're coming towards a close. Time just flies. And we are talking about what needs to be done. I like what one of the American advocates for the boy child says: a boy is invisible, is unheard, and is misunderstood. Invisible, unheard, and misunderstood. And that to me really captures the reality of a boy today, that many times we don't see him. And so we don't include him in the stats. And we need to start seeing him and seeing what he's going through and seeing that he needs help. He's not heard because many times he doesn't cry out physically, but there's a silent cry the boy is making: I need help, I'm in trouble, I'm drowning. And he is misunderstood. His energy and all of that sometimes is seen as destructive energy and behavior. And sometimes in schools he's not given the space. I mean, we are talking even, I train teachers in out of a study that I have done that is now been published a lot in developed countries. And it's about just how boys learn differently from girls. And in a few schools where we have had these conversations, they actually changed the style of teaching to accommodate the boy because they realized the boy wasn't, a lot of the style of training and teaching right now, according to these experts, it favors the girl a lot more than the boy. But a lot of boys, especially during certain ages, when there's a lot of testosterone, it's very hard for them to sit still for 40 minutes. So in some of these jurisdictions in Europe and other places, they have made teaching lessons 15 minutes, and then there's an activity, then another 15 minutes, an activity, just to accommodate the boy and to make him perform better. So I think we need to come to a point where we are sensitive to the plight of a boy to help him. So concluding remarks, Dr. Mbuvi, what do we do? We've talked about mentoring, we've talked about schools and churches. Anything to add?
Yes, maybe a little bit, because we are still a growing society, so we are still trying to channel the good that we can get in out of the boys and calling out the boys. But I think we need to be a little bit, I don't know whether I'm the one who's still backward those sides, or I think we need to be careful on how we are trying to get the boys to get in touch with their own emotion. Because here you are, maybe you're telling him it's okay to cry, and it is okay to cry, but you're okay to cry, then you go in front of the other boys who've been taught that, and everyone laughs at you and says you're a sissy. So we need to be a bit careful on, maybe the way we can do that is, I liked what Faith said. Maybe talk to the men and tell them, hey, we need you to show how this is how you can bring out. This is how we bring out the emotion of my girl child. So how, for a man, how would you do it? So that a man wins you through it. At times, the cry of a man is channeled through some of the activities you're able to do, be it engineering work, be it at sport and stuff. So our sense of channeling our emotions could be slightly different. So I'm worried about rushing to yes, it is okay to cry, but let us not.
Yeah, I think I hear what you're saying. It's not sameness here. We're not saying sameness, that a girl should express her emotions as a boy does, or the boy as a girl. We're just saying all of us have emotions, they need to be expressed, but we need conversations that are sensitive to the realities of our genders. And the culture as well, because the culture is not going to change overnight. It's going to take some time. And meanwhile, we need to be sensitive of that so that we don't cause more pain when we're trying to correct it. Excellent point. Go ahead, you were talking.
There's something we've noted, and clearly, if we use the term, I don't like using it, but I have to use it for the purpose of the English. In terms of evolution, in terms of how we are developing society, ladies are definitely a little ahead of us, or maybe much ahead of us. So, but we have the intention to change the society. So some of these places where we are lacking, they can help us out, like she was saying, as we speak to our boys, as we raise our boys. It won't be hard for us to catch on and realize, okay, yes, a boy needs to express their emotion. Our time to how do I bring him to express his emotion? Tunaenda na yeye, nikienda garage na yeye namweleza, vitu kaa hizi kunaendanga hivi na kunaendanga hivi. Kwa ngori sana, ukisikia kama chozi kama unaweza jifiche utoe, lakini you get so that we can win it pole pole in a nice way, so that sanctity of being a man still remains. I remember there's a time when my mom wanted to, I think I mentioned this sometime last time around, and my mom felt it was time for me to learn about what being a man is. I just become a teenager. And of course, my dad, Akonyuma Kidogo, you have 3 your story. So my mom just got a book, and it was called Everything a Teenage Boy Should Know. She got me the book, got it to me, and told me, here's a book. So now, any question you have, ask your dad. Then she went and told my dad, now your kijana ni mkubwa, akikuuliza maswali kaa tayari ku. So there are ways, there are ways wanaweza tusaidia, as opposed to, and I felt what Faith was saying, there are things she, in as much as she wants to speak, it can only be spoken by a man. You get to them. They can help us in winning that, but now we have to speak it in our language so that it comes out. It comes of calling out the man in the boy.
I hear you, and I also don't like the word very much. I prefer enlightenment, but evolution is.
Thank you. Thank you.
Evolution seems to be a buzzword these days. So we're saying, again, it doesn't happen overnight. So whether it's evolution or enlightenment, it doesn't happen overnight. Let's help each other. Let's keep walking. We're going to get there, and we are going to all work to save our boy. Last word, Faith, and so then we can pray. This has been, I think we needed 2 or 3 sessions put together.
So true. The reality of the boy is something that will take a step at a time. you know the way people say, let's live a day at a time? I think every other time that you do something good, something positive, you train a boy in a positive way, it is a build-up to a better man. It is a build-up to a better society. It's a build-up to a better Kenya. So, and a better Africa and a better world. So at the end of the day, what I would say is, let us not tire in the small things or the small steps that we take towards making the boy and the man a better person in our world. Whatever word you have to speak, whatever action you have to take, please do. And let's do it right, because they are our brothers, they are our sons, they are the future of our world tomorrow. And we need them just like we need the girls. Thank you, and back to you, Simon.
Excellent, excellent. Great conversation here. It has been, as we talk about saving the boy, and I think a lot more needs to be done, and I applaud all the efforts. Mbuvi, that song needs to be out, and make sure you feature us in it.
Yeah, we need to be there.
Yeah, we need that song so that we continue the conversation, and you have enough, content from today's conversation to put together a song.
Very true.
For the boy child. But just to say, as we close, spiritually, because we're spiritual beings. Spiritually, there's always an effort either to oppress the girl and the woman, to deny them their ability to prosper, or to kill and destroy the boy and the man so that the society doesn't move forward. And I say to those of you who are religious, it's also a matter of prayer that there's going to be freedom in the culture, in the society, because we don't want to keep having this seesaw, this decade. The boy is being oppressed and is in trouble and is going to jail and is in crime and is killing himself. This is denying humanity the potential that is locked up in all of these boys. So let's pray that the boys, the men, would be what they're supposed to be, even as we work all together towards making sure that our children, girls and boys, become what they are meant to be. So I'll say just a quick prayer here as we conclude, and say to all of you who have been with us, thank you so much. Make sure you tell many people to watch this on our YouTube, here on our page, and forward it to several other people so that the message can continue. And together we're saving the boy. Let me say a quick prayer for us and for the boy out there. Almighty God, we're just grateful that you give us a chance to have a beauty of gender, male and female. You created us in your image. And we pray that you will help us to be able to help the boy and save him from the trouble he finds himself, for his own creation, for the creation of history and systems and culture and everything else. We pray that all of us will work hard. And there's some mothers and fathers here really disturbed about their own boys and sons and what's going on. We pray that you give them a solution and that you turn some boys around. Help and bless all the efforts you're making here and elsewhere, so that the boy and man will be fine and the girl and woman will be happy. We bless you in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Wow, what a conversation. What a conversation. And yeah, as I said, there are materials available. Faith is yet to write her book, but she's in the process. I've written something on fatherhood, on boys to men, and a few other materials.
Simon, I lost you. Sorry?
I was saying you are yet to write your book, but I'm encouraging you to finish your book soon.
Yeah. He's I'm writing a book.